Good morning, Subway family. This is our second update so far on the COVID-19 crisis, I guess is an adequate word for this at this point. The coronavirus is impacting all of us big time right now. So it's been a very stressful couple days. But we wanted to get some more information to you as quickly as possible.
Brandon, yesterday there was an announcement around 3 o'clock or so. So I'm sure everyone saw it, but maybe just give us a review on the announcement and then exactly what states were impacted.
So right now, this affects our Illinois stores and our UP Michigan stores. Two different governors, two different governments actually, but similar regulations have been put in place. I honestly expect these same regulations to hit just about every state in the very near future. So I would be prepared for this, even if you're one of our restaurants in Iowa or Wisconsin. But as of 9 o'clock this evening in Illinois, and I believe the same issue is also in Michigan, the restaurants have been shut down for on-site consumption of food is what the order in Illinois states is. So does that mean we are still open for business? Absolutely. We have lots of platforms, including remote orders, delivery, call ahead pickups, that sort of thing. It was not specifically outlawed in the order that customers cannot come into the restaurant and order their food to go. It's obviously takeout only. In my restaurant, as of right now, I have not seen anything that prohibits me from serving a customer that comes in to order a sandwich, takeout to go. So if that changes, we will update you guys on that information. But as of now, I can't see anything. I've read through the order. I've got right through JB Pritzker's texts and everything else. It says no on-site consumption, but carry out, take out, curbside delivery, remote orders, that sort of thing. Those are all still okay. So that was one of the biggest questions we had is, they don't want lines to form. I don't think we have to worry about that a whole lot. People are kind of keeping their distance from each other, that 6 feet rule. But as of right now, if somebody comes in to order a sandwich, I'm going to serve them in my restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we talked to at least our local health department this morning, and that's what they had said. It's the whole purpose is to minimize crowds and just keeping your distance, keeping that 6 feet between you and other people. Brandon, I'll go ahead and I'll go through a list of questions, commonly asked questions from franchisees that our field consultants are fielding and that we've been fielding over the weekend, and then Brandon will just respond to those as we go. So the first one, and you've already addressed this a little bit, but what about the question on should I close my restaurant? Wouldn't it just be easier if I just closed my restaurant today?
Well, a couple issues with that. Obviously, if you are in a facility like a school or some other facility where they're forcing us to close,
University,
we don't have those kind of options in some of those locations. For our traditional locations and our our standard stores that aren't in those kind of facilities, we have a lot of flexibility. But the short answer is no, I don't believe we should close. I think it's hard to get those customers back once you've closed down. And I think it's better to stay open as much as we can. We still have other bills to pay. There is going to be this balancing act of staffing, food costs, but we have to pay rent, we have to pay electricities, we have to pay electricity utilities, we have to pay all those sort of bills. And this kind of ties into this, from what I have seen and what I've read and heard from other franchisees who have talked to their insurance companies, business interruption insurance doesn't cover us if you voluntarily close, for sure. If you voluntarily close and you're not forced to close, and it may not cover us anyway. The best thing we can do is to prepare for a slowdown in business and try to do as much as we can to, you got to think about getting your staff too. If you keep those people employed, give them some hours, give them something, more likely to stay with you through this thing. If we were to lay a bunch of people off, what's the cost and ability to get those people to come back to work? It's gonna be tough. So our key people, even though we might be running reduced hours and that sort of thing, if we can give our key people some hours to keep them employed through a tough time, I think we'll be better off in the long run.
Yeah, I agree. Next question, and Brandon, you already addressed this, but I want to ask it again. I think it's okay for us to answer this twice and be really clear on it. But what exactly, with what we know as of right now, what exactly can we do in terms of serving our customers?
Well, I'm going to pull up the actual note from JB Pritzker from his Twitter account. And it says, starting at 9 p.m., this is for Illinois only, and I think Michigan has something similar, but it might start at 6 p.m. in Michigan. I'm not 100% sure about that. But basically, starting tonight, at 9 p.m., all restaurants and bars will close for on-site consumption through March 30th. During this time, customers may order food for delivery or takeout. That's exactly what it says right here. So, like I said, we can service delivery and takeout. We obviously can do curbside orders. We can have call ahead orders, but there's nothing in that order that prohibits us from serving a takeout customer in the restaurant. That's the way I read it right now.
You mentioned reduction in hours, and so maybe let's talk about what a general recommendation is on hours, if you've got that. And then also when we reduce hours, then there's some steps that our franchisees need to take. So maybe the first one, what would you recommend for reducing hours?
So I believe in our restaurants, we're planning on a 40 to 50% business reduction. Yeah. And that's what I'm projecting for sales. I expect us to be down 40 to 50%. I think, hopefully it won't be that bad, but it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tough. So our restaurants, both of ours, have a decent morning business. So we are usually open 7 a.m. to 10 or 10:30 p.m. I imagine by the end of this week we'll probably be at 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Maybe 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. I'm thinking that's in general kind of. I wouldn't do it right away. I would see how a day or two goes. As far as the technical stuff that we have to do, you're going to answer that one.
Yeah, I'll take that one. So our way to help you with this is if you have a reduction in hours, and Brandon, you said this earlier, but ultimately what we're asking franchisees to do is do what is right for you, for your teams, and for your business. And so whatever that reduction in hours looks like for you, I need you to send an email to your field consultant with your store or stores, so the store number and what your hours are going to be. What your field consultant can then do is update your store attributes. That's something they do on their end. And then when they update it, it will communicate to Subway.com and remote ordering so that customers aren't placing orders at 7 o'clock when in fact you've changed your hours to opening at 9 o'clock. Okay, so in summary, do what is right for your business, for your team, and send any sort of change in hours to your field consultants. If it changes 2 days later, then send them another email with your store numbers and exactly what those hours are going to be. The alternative to that is you having to go into the admin site on your own for every single store, every single day, and creating a holiday in the morning and a holiday in the evening. Okay, so reach out to your field consultants, give them the information. We'll take care of it on our end so your customers aren't placing orders during your temporary closed hours. Yeah,
you don't have to come to me for waiver approval during this time. And like I said earlier, you have to weigh this not just between our own profitability, but the investment that we're making in our employees during this time to keep them a part of our teams. Our field consultants will be working from home most of this month. We're not doing long store visits, so they will take care of that for you if you email them the hours so that you don't have to. So that's one way we're going to try to support you guys through this and take that off your plate a little bit. But please communicate with them.
I asked this question to you, Brandon, yesterday, but does it make sense for me to maybe reach out to my landlord and have a conversation with my landlord and maybe just get ahead of it as we,
Sure,
try to...
certainly. That's one thing. Now the BDAs we've asked Subway Real Estate, and they're going to scramble to try to do what they can to send letters out to all our landlords. That's what we've asked for. I don't know where they are in the process of that, because if we can get some help, some relief from our landlords, that's definitely that would be definitely helpful. Even because obviously we have a seasonal business and this is going to hurt for a while. Even if our landlords are willing to say, okay, we're gonna, obviously if they're willing to give you a month free rent, that's awesome. Or if they're willing to defer it or something to when business rebounds. Many of us have those type of relationships with our landlords that we know them directly, and we can ask for some help in that area. Absolutely. Not a bad idea to go talk to your landlord and just say, hey, I'm going to be hurting for the next month or two. Is there any sort of help that you can give me on rent, some sort of relief? And see, it's worth the ask for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Back in the email, there's going to be a number of resources really all around signage, and I just would encourage you to take a look at the signage and print what you need. Here's a couple of the signs that will be available. We've got one that states takeout only to help keep guests safe. We have closed our dining room. We have another one that says keep customers and others safe. We encourage you to use debit cards or mobile payments, basically encouraging customers not to use cash. And that one can be placed near the credit card terminal. We've got a couple signs that can be placed in the dining room on the tables that just simply say our dining room is closed. And then we've got a sign that says we are still open to accept remote orders, or there's a version that says to accept remote orders and delivery. It's got a picture of the mobile app. Download the Subway app today. So basically everything we do, we need to be taglining the mobile app, pushing customers to the mobile app to order ahead. And we already have that. We've got that BOGO in place as well to entice customers to do so.
If you have a reader board, then what we're putting on our reader boards, we are still open. Use the Subway app. We're trying to push everything towards that digital platform, everything towards the app. If somebody calls your restaurant to say, hey, are you still open? Can I place an order? Say, absolutely, yes, we can take your order over the phone. Have you downloaded our app? And you can take care of it right there without having to even come in to pay. So try to use this as an opportunity to have those discussions, to let people know, hey, we have an app. You can order anytime without having to come in and get in anybody's face to talk to us. You don't have to touch our credit card machine. You don't have to touch cash, any of that kind of stuff. So any of those conversations with any potential customers, I'm trying to direct everything to the app. Like I said, reader boards, any sort of messages, push people that direction.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you what you can expect from us next, and then Brandon maybe close with some final thoughts. But on a daily basis, Brandon and I, our eyes are glued to the news, and Brandon's doing a number of other things as well in addition to that. And we're gonna do a daily update, whether that be through video or through email. But you can expect that from us. And then I want to encourage you as you think about your sandwich artists and your managers, just your teams in general, during any sort of crisis, what is incredibly important is that you communicate with your people and be with your people. And so communicate regularly with your managers, your sandwich artists. Ask them how they're doing, and then watch sales every single hour. Watch those units, watch prep levels, watch labor, etc.
Yeah. So like Mike said, we're going to try to communicate with you guys much more frequently than we even do already up to this point. So there's going to be some sort of update coming from us every single day. Like I said, it might even be a short video that I take with my phone or that Mike takes or something like that while we are practicing our social distancing as well. Or it might be an email. So please we are going to communicate like crazy. Hope you guys read those communications. As far as FWH goes, since the news broke in Illinois about closing dining rooms yesterday, I have been talking with Trevor Haynes. I've been talking with Richard, Dennis, who's in charge of operations at headquarters. So we've been, these discussions are happening all the time. Obviously headquarters, IPC, all those places, they know exactly what is going on and are responding appropriately. I have conference calls twice a week scheduled and more as needed with the headquarters staff and leadership out in Milford. So I will update you guys whenever anything new comes out of that as well. But I want you to know that I am in communication with the senior level management at headquarters, and there are people are asking me like crazy, what's FWH going to do during this? Well, I don't have all those answers right now. I will provide everything to you as soon as I can, as soon as I get that information. There's lots of different things being talked about. I don't think anything is completely off the table right now. Anyway, I will. They were there to support us in every way that we can, and we are here to support you guys in every way that we can. So I will keep you updated. And like I said, this is a tough situation. We went through something similar to this in Illinois as far as drop in sales when we had an outbreak in Illinois restaurants, and it was really, really tough year. It was a tough summer, and but we got through it. We rebounded. It took some time, but business returned to normal. So I want you guys to know that we are with you through this, and keep in constant communication with your teams, and we will do the same with you. And I'm not here to give you unicorns and rainbows and all that kind of stuff, but it's a tough situation, but we will come out the other side. So.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. We will talk to you guys very soon, and we're working around the clock. Until next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Subway JPW podcast. To receive notifications when new episodes are available, select subscribe below. Thanks for all you do, and continue to create great.